all made it out. That's a great start. Now, Jewel Cave is the largest show cave in the area. Super exciting to explore, but just before we go in, there's a couple cave rules. Number one rule is no touching the crystal. We've got an oil in our skin that stains the crystal, leaves behind a fingerprint. So we can and we will track you down. Now, I always give the kids the job to watch all these adults, all right? You make sure they're not touching any crystals for me. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, watch them. Now, we also just don't allow any food or drink in the cave except for water, and just no selfie sticks or tripods because we don't want to accidentally knock the crystals down. You can take photos though, it's a very photogenic cave. Just make sure you don't fall down the stairs, and you also watch where you're going because you don't want to bang your head on anything. It wouldn't be good. Now, can I please get someone to come down last and do a favour for me? Did you guys want to do that for me at the back? Can you come down last and just shut the gate behind you? So the gate's just down this way. And just make sure no one escapes, alright?
No.
Cool. Let's go.
No one should escape. Let's go. Make sure they don't fall down.
Don't worry, what is it?
So I just thought we were at it. You know, completely. So you don't have something to stop your movement. If you don't want to disrupt your movement, there's going to be a lot of climbing.
You guys shut that gate for me?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, you can keep heading up to that top bit there. Perfect. Quiet in here. Yeah. Pretty lucky getting into like this on school holidays. We've got Insane. Well, what are we thinking so far? Pretty nice, isn't it? So this is only the first chamber. We've still got 2 more that we're going to have a look through. This is the biggest one. So Jewel Cave, it's a beautiful cave and it's in an amazing area. We actually have evidence dating back to 50,000 years of Indigenous use in multiple caves in the area. There were Dundee saltwater and forest people. There's been evidence such as burnt animal bones, little milk teeth, which are the baby teeth that fall out. But there's no particular evidence that this cave was utilised so long ago because it would have been pretty much impossible to get in here without the proper equipment back then, because that was not the natural entrance. That's a man-made entrance. Did you guys want to have a look around and try to find the natural entrance? Ah, you're too quick. Right up there. Imagine that. Does anyone know what could have caused this hole in the roof? Any guesses?
It's not tree roots or anything.
Yes, it sure is. Well done. First try. So what of these? This one is a marri tree root, and that one's no longer alive. That's why there's some cables around it. This one is the carry tree root. That one is still alive. It's about 100 to 150 years old. What they've done is dug their way down through 12 metres of limestone. That's how thick the roof is, 12 metres, to come under the ground, hopefully find the water table and have a drink. Now these ones over here are not trying to climb the water table. They're quite happy just absorbing moisture from the air in here because it's about 98% humidity and it's always 16 degrees all year long. These ones belong to the peppy trees. They kind of look like little hairs, don't they? We call this the armpit of the cave. Now, clearly this tree root is not here anymore. Thousands of years ago it rotted away, leaving behind what used to be a little hole in the roof. We call a solution pipe. Then throughout weathering and rain damage, this solution pipe got bigger and bigger, till eventually someone could fit through there. That's kind of how the story goes. So in 1957, Cliff Spackman and his friends were walking through the bush when they found the hole and decided to shove Cliff down it. I don't know if he was the bravest guy or the smallest guy, but they tied a rope around his waist, lowered him down with only a lantern. He had one look around and decided this wouldn't be a day's job. So they pulled him up again, spent the next year gathering funding, caving equipment and building everything in here. Only the year after that, 1959, they opened the cave up for its very first tour on Boxing Day. And there's been guided tours running through ever since, so that we don't lose you, and so we can point out the beautiful formations, like these ones. Does anyone know the name of these ones up here? No one? Yeah? Close. It's the other ones, stalactites, because they're hanging on tight. And then those ones were the stalagmites because they might reach the roof. Does anyone know what it's called when they're joined together? Silence. You know what? These ones are boring. They've just called them columns. They should have called them mighty tighties or something. Now up here, we've got some baby stalactites. These ones are hollow and you could drink through them. What are they called? We drink through. Yes, straws. Well done. So straws are formed when rain falls through the atmosphere collecting CO2. It then percolates down through that 12 metres of limestone absorbing calcium carbonate. Then there'll be a little drip on the roof that will degas, form a tiny ring of crystal and then just drop down. And that process happens over and over. The straw gets longer and longer until the inside of the straw gets blocked and then the crystal forms on the outside, creating the biggest stalactites. Those all drop down and slowly grow the stalagmites up. Now it takes quite a while for crystal to grow in Jewel Cave. It takes about 100 years for 1 centimetre of a straw to form. But we are very lucky because we have one of the longest straws recorded in Australia, just behind you. So this one right here is 5.43 metres long. And it is still growing. You notice because there's a little puddle of water right below it, so it's still dripping down, slowly forming some crystals. Alright, when you guys are ready, you can head down the stairs to the left and I'll meet you at the next platform. Don't worry, there's no monsters or anything.
do we? Oh, okay.
Now over here, we've got the totem hole, which is a huge stalagmite, but you can see that the corresponding stalactite is not nearly as big. That's because this one was what we called a super dripper, meaning it was dripping too frequently to be able to degas and form as much crystal up on the roof here. Most of it was being deposited down into the ground, creating the totem hole. Does anyone want to have a guess how much they think the totem hole weighs? I'll give you a clue. I couldn't lift it. Someone said 1 kilo the other day. I got really offended. Yeah?
50 tons.
Good guess. Does anyone else want to have a guess?
Oh, I got another.
Oh, you have another guess. Go.
55 tons.
55 tons. Good guess. They're all good guesses. All right, should I tell you? Might seem a little underwhelming now. 23 tonne. Yeah. So we're pretty close. 20-ish tonnes off. So calcite crystal is very, very heavy and very dense, but it's so brittle and fragile. It's a little bit harder than your fingernail, softer than your teeth. So you could technically bite into it, but don't do that. Now, up here, we've got some gorgeous pattern in the crystal, like our Carry Forest. Do you see the trees? Wow. And the blobbing jellyfish. Took me days to carve those. And right next to it, all down here, we've got crystal flowstone. You can see how it gets the name, it's just flowing down. There is a beautiful example of flowstone behind me at the frozen waterfall. How cool is that? There's lots of history about this waterfall. In the 80s, Cliff Spackman's daughter got married right here on the crystal. Imagine trying to get down there in your wedding dress. Definitely wouldn't have had champagne at the ceremony. Now, if you do want to see some photos of the weddings, there are some up at the counter. And I say weddings because his granddaughter also thought this would be a great idea, also wanted to get married there, keep the tradition going. But it was now the early 2000s, the rules had changed, you can't touch the crystal anymore, let alone have a ceremony on it. So of course they said no, but she got married right up on this platform, so I think that's still pretty special. Now this platform is also the point of no return, which isn't as scary as it sounds. But once we get down here, we eventually do a loop around, come out this way, and then we go all the way back up those stairs. So if for any reason anyone wants to turn around here, just let me know and you can start to head up. But once you get down here, you are stuck with me. This chain couldn't get out if you tried. I'll meet you down at the next platform then.
Yep.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to fall down.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed time.
Alright, congrats everyone. You've now made it to the very bottom of the cave. So we won't be going any further under the ground than where we are now, except for a couple steps that way. But we are 30 metres away from the roof. Does anyone remember how thick the roof is?
12.
Yeah, well done. Gold stars all around. So that means we're 42 metres under the ground. When the first explorers were down here, they were in chest-deep water. This water was slightly acidic, about a 6.2 to a 7 on the pH scale, making it a little bit weaker than a cup of tea, so they were fine. But when it was rising and falling, over time it was scalloping out these boulders, making beautiful wave-like formations, and it was also dissolving away the limestone that was holding up other formations, causing them to fall down, just like the ones you guys are standing directly under. That one actually fell down last Wednesday. No. But when they were down here with their lights, lanterns above the water, there would be a beautiful ripple effect up on the cave coral. Would have looked something like this. This is where you go, ooh, ah. Ooh. Thank you. Very good. Now, there's various elements that would have affected the water level back then, such as climate change, how much rainfall they were getting. But a big one is what it's looking like up on the forest floor. So above Jewel Cave, there's lots of built up debris, lots of leaves, bark, bushes, and this is blocking most of that rainfall from coming down into the cave. So the last time they had a body of water in here was in 1993. But I wouldn't be surprised that if there was a big fire to blow over or burning off or something, followed by a really rainy winter, if it was to fill up a little bit again. But I'm not saying go light a fire, don't do that. But that did happen at Lake Cave. So Lake Cave was looking a bit more like a puddle cave. And then they had that big fire blow past about 4 or 5 years ago. Let all the rainwater back down into the cave, filled the lake up again, and it's looking better than ever. All its reflections and the ripples in the water, it's gorgeous. Now this is our cave bacon. So that one, unlike straws and stalactites that drip straight down, you can see over that way the roof is on an angle. So the water's just trickling down with the angle of the roof, forming layer upon layer of crystal, till eventually it makes the sheet-like formation. This one's extra special because it has those caramel colours running through. And that is just because of the tannins that are getting into the cave with the water. So the water on the forest floor, it's picking up colour from all the leaf litter, maybe some soil, bringing that colour down and just forming crystal like normal. Exactly like tea leaves, how they stain your water a little bit of a different colour too. Alright, now when you're going through this part, stop and look to your left. You get a beautiful view of the waterfall. And when you're going through there, just also really watch your head too. And I'll meet you at the next platform. That would be a cool office though. Can you imagine you come down and they're just selling tickets and none of it?
Oh, we see.
Not the shadow, it's just sort of, yeah, the one, you mean the thing just there on top of the ground?
That bit?
Yeah, yeah.
No, but that's cool too. I mean the shadow behind it, and that kind
Yeah.
of looks like the fire in the shadow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
And it looks like the beast from the beast. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it usually is pretty clean. There would be, depends how long ago you're talking about, because it would have
You're making history on
gone
history.
up and down over the years. But yeah, it would have been fairly clean as rainwater. Maybe would taste a little bit minerally. But very, very cool. Yeah, you might have some dirt and stuff floating on top, but it would be definitely safe to drink.
Amazing old story.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. That's a good one.
Water thing, but yeah,
Yeah, 'cause-
built in.
Yeah.
I think it's